This is what is going on around the world. Let me start by saying that I'm not Jewish. What strikes me the most is the reverse logic behind the pro-Palestinian protesters' logic. If you don't condemn the genocide, then you must be pro-genocide. But I'm pro-Israel in this conflict, and these are my 8 reasons why I stand with Israel. Historically, they have been the most discriminated and brutally abused minority, even after 6 million of them were murdered by the Nazis because of their insane anti-Semitic ideology. Being the oppressor has never been in their DNA. Israel has declared war on Hamas, not the Palestinians. As of May 2024, Israel is negotiating with Hamas, which has been labeled a terrorist organization by most Western countries. Israel is not targeting the civilians in the Gaza Strip. Thousands of Palestinians are dying because Hamas is using them as human shields. The conflict between Israel and the nearby Arab countries started in 1947. In May 1948, Israel was established and admitted to the United Nations. After the Holocaust and the death of 6 million Jews, including 1.5 million innocent children, the United Nations acknowledged the guilt of their inaction and established the new country of Israel. Immediately after, all the surrounding Arab countries declared war on the new country and vowed to destroy it. In 1993, under the Bill Clinton's presidency, the Oslo First Accord was reached. The so-called Declaration of Principles aimed to establish a framework to guide the resolution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. In 1987, Hamas was established as an anti-Semitic and terroristic group. Hamas has its own constitution, the Hamas Covenant, where Article 7 recites as follows: "The day of judgment would not come about until Muslims fight Jews and kill them. Then the Jews will hide behind rocks and trees, and the rocks and trees will cry out, 'O Muslim, there's a Jew hiding behind me. Come and kill him.'" Imagine if in the American Constitution, not the Bible or the Quran, there was an article stating that all black people shall be murdered. From Hamas establishment until 2021, Israel has been attacked countless times by Hamas rockets launched from the Gaza Strip. These attacks were not driven by the goal of liberating Palestine, but rather by the same motivations that led the Nazis to perpetrate the genocide of 6 million Jews. Historically, that land was always Jewish. The Jewish people have been living on that land, their land, for over 3 millennia. Jesus himself was a Jew. Jerusalem, the holiest city in Judaism, has been the homeland of Jews since 1,000 years before Christ. I don't believe in God or Jesus, but Jerusalem is real. You could visit Jerusalem today and experience the stories printed in the Bible, where Jerusalem is mentioned 800 times. The Jews, in their land, were conquered and abused by pretty much everyone. The Romans, the Byzantines, and Alexander the Great, but never have they been exiled from their land. They lost their land during the Arab invasion in the 7th century. Within the next 2 centuries, the Jews became a minority in their land. The Arabs became the colonizers, and the Jews, as natives, were dispossessed. The Jews were forced to exile in every corner of the world and suffered the unspeakable. But they never stopped claiming their land and always said they would return to Jerusalem. In the 19th century, that became a reality. They started building factories and farms on the land that the Arabs destroyed and left barren and empty. As Israel flourished with new towns, building, transportation, businesses, hospitals and schools, the Arabs from nearby countries started to immigrate and called themselves Palestinians. They claimed they'd been there for centuries, but that is a lie. They weren't there and didn't even have a national consciousness. Nevertheless, the Jews didn't exile the Palestinians. They said they could stay, they could live together, except they couldn't call Israel their land. After October 7, 2023, when 3,000 Hamas militants invaded Israel, killed 1,200 people, civilians in their homes, raped children in front of their parents, killed parents in front of their children, and kidnapped 250 innocent civilians, including children, Israel's response could not be a diplomatic one. Yet, there's a difference between the cowardly Hamas attack of October 7 and Israel's Operation Iron Sword, which aims at obliterating Hamas forever. Days before each attack, Israel alerted all civilians in the Gaza Strip about their imminent attack. The target has clearly been Hamas, not the Palestinians. The genocide is accountable to Hamas, not Israel. Hamas prevented the civil population displacement and used their own kind as a shield, cowardly hiding among them. War is horrible, especially since the most casualties are always innocent civilians, people like you and me, who died because someone dropped a bomb above them. But some wars must happen because of humankind's sickness. Yes, some wars are necessary. Unfortunately, the French Revolution was necessary. World War II was necessary to stop the expansion of fascism. As an Italian, the partisans' war against the Nazis was indispensable. Unless you would argue that there was another diplomatic solution to stop the Nazis to kill 6 million Jews because they were, well, Jews. If you agree with me that killing the Nazis was required, and you're one of those Palestinian supporters calling for an end to the genocide, let me give you some numbers to reflect on. Just in Germany, the Allies killed 600,000 civilians during the bombing. The Palestinians that lost their lives during the ongoing Operation Iron Sword conflict are about 5% of that number. Yet, I've never seen anyone disgusted by the genocide consumed in Germany while the Allies were attacking the Nazis. The common element in both wars is the anti-Semitic purpose of the Nazis and Hamas: killing the Jews. The significant difference this time was the target. Israel was considerably more powerful than its assailants, Hamas. Consequently, the response to the attacks from Hamas was disproportionately stronger. Also, this time, most of the world is blaming Israel for this conflict. Imagine you live in a household of 5 and next to you there's a family of 50. 49 of these people are peaceful, but there's one of them that hates your family because you have a different skin color or they don't like the God you believe in. One day this person rapes your younger sister and then kills her. You try to confront this person and reach a peace agreement, but they hate your family so much that diplomacy is useless. Before you know it, they kill your mother too. Now there's 3 of you. You know that this person is going to attempt to kill the rest of you, unless you stop him. But they're hiding in his 50-member household. You have 2 choices only. Let him kill you and the rest of your family. Bomb the household where he's hiding, knowing that protecting your family members is going to cost 49 innocent lives. What would you do? I heard Elon Musk saying that for every civilian dead in Gaza, Hamas gains 4 militants. And that is so true and scary. But I also watched an interview with the extreme leftist Bernie Sanders. By the way, I'm a socialist too. He was saying that the genocide has to stop. When the interviewer asked him what his solution was that would prevent Hamas from attacking Israel if the war would cease, he said that he didn't know. Nobody knows. The two-state solution that I support would not stop Hamas from attacking Israel. And even if Israel gave all its land to the Palestinians, which I strongly do not support, it wouldn't stop Hamas trying to do what's written in their covenant, killing all the Jews. Before publishing this video, I knew how this subject was controversial and divisive. Some said it was going to hurt my channel. and suggested not publishing the video at all, and some suggested putting a disclaimer on the video, explaining that I understand how this conflict is complicated and that I'm willing to discuss my opinions with an open mind. To me, this conflict is not complicated at all, but I'm open to discussing my ideas and beliefs with anyone as long as mutual respect and decency would be the base of our conversation.